If someone walk up to you today and say your son could be the next big football superstar, so how do you find out if that person is a trustworthy agent? We have gotten story of players or parents trusting wrong agents and also ruining their son's career because they trusted the wrong person. So today I'm going to be giving you some ideas how you can find out who is the right trustworthy agent for your son. So stick around, okay? The first thing I'll look at here is the money topic. Now, a lot of parents don't know this, but the real agents don't always ask for money to get trials. So agents come up with this and say, hey, I need to get money so that I can pay for a club so that they can give you trials. When clubs want to take a football player on trials, they don't actually ask for they don't actually ask for money. They don't demand money for that trials. So for a trial to happen, that club doesn't actually need money. Okay, so when you get agents start talking about football money that the sporting director or whosoever is demanding money for that trial to happen, then you have to already start be suspectful of that kind of agent. Just keep an eye on that because that's the first red flag that I'll tell you. The next thing I can tell you about is the license check. So these days, every agent is registered under his or her country association. So if you take it takes just 2 minutes. If you take 2 minutes, you can ask his name and say, hey, what's your name as an agent? I just want to know who you are so that I can know who my son is working or who my daughter is working with. It takes 2 minutes to find out whether this person is a legitimate agent. Now, agents have been licensed by FIFA. So when you type the name on it, let's say an agent platform, you find his name, or you can go to Google type, how can I find this agent's name? I mean, whether this agent is a legitimate agent. So you are going to come up with a platform where you can put his name and then you're going to see if he's licensed under FIFA. That is very, very important because a lot of unlicensed agent work these days. So that's why it's easy for them to collect money in the name of trying to tell you that they are going to take your son somewhere. But when someone is a licensed agent, the person cannot do this because the person knows that if he is caught, then you can likely report him. So that's very important that you find out the, uh, the legality of that agent. That's very important point. The next thing also I'll look at here is never allow your child or you or your child sign something on the first day you permit. Get the document home if you people have had a conversation. Get the document home, read it through. Any serious agent will let you people have time so that you can read and digest the document. Get the document home, go through it with a calm brain and see every rules and regulation that is written on the contract paper because normally there are always hidden things on the contract paper that you might not find out that only if you put pen and paper then you realize that you have already signed that contract and you cannot do anything. So the best way to always solve this situation is get the paper home, read it, see the percentages, what that contract includes, that representation contract includes, get all these details, then before you turn up, then best as will, if you have someone who's a lawyer, you can always ask for a few advice. But if you don't, try to go through that document as much as possible so that at least you know everything written into that document is okay for you to sign. So those are the things that I would say pay attention also to. Another issue also in the industry is promises from agents. So now we get a lot of these things in the agency where the agents come up with say, I'm going to get you a contract at Chelsea, I'm going to get you a contract at Barcelona, Real Madrid, Manchester United. But the reality here is those agents can put those things in practice. Try to see their body of work. If they are new agents, okay, but try to learn from them. Don't just take promises because a lot of promises these days are empty promises. If the person is still a new agent, it's good and fine. You have to give him time, but try to learn how that person operates. That is very important. Do not just hear fake promises. And also, I also advise also parents that also you people also try to put your work also in because it's not always on the agent. Of course, I'm giving you tips here about agents, but you also have to find a way to get the best out of your son's career by trying to study who that agent is. Is he giving too much fake promises? Because promises like that without action goes nowhere. And probably after 2 to 3 years, you see your son in the same position. So these are also things that you have to look out for. So all these few tips are things that you can take into consideration before finding a trustworthy agent. And also for the platform that you can always find agents, we have LinkedIn that there are a lot of agents there that are searching for players. But of course, you have to also be very careful when you're searching for players. As I said, the most important thing here is when you look for an agent, ask his license number and tell him, if you cannot verify it on the platform, ask him how can you verify if he's a licensed agent. Someone who's a licensed agent is very, very honest and trustworthy in this way. He's going to be willing to show you how you can find if he's a licensed agent or not. You can tell him or her, you're just scared and you want to protect your son or your daughter and you want to work with a trustworthy agent, someone that has a license. Because what it does is when you have a licensed agent, there are certain risks the person cannot take because the person is scared to lose he or his or her license. Okay? So those are very important things. When someone has a license, he knows he's already protected or he's scared of losing that license. So he has to do everything legit. So try to find a way to check that, and when you check that, that will be the first very good positive for you people before knowing how to work. Then the next also is always, as I said, how can the person work with the people? No promises. So that's it for this video, and if you enjoyed the video, you can come back here for more. I'm Gaucho Brian, FIFA licensed agent living in Finland. So if you want to ask more questions about me, you can always leave a question in the comment section. I'm always going to reply because I always try to check the comment section to know how you are feeling about the content. And also for parents, if you want to work or have an idea, work with me, you can book a call. The link is below, and I'm going to welcome you and explain everything to you. And for those also agents who are trying to join my school, who want to improve their networking, you can join my Skool community. I also have the link below there. So that's it for this video, and see you in the next video. Okay, bye for now. Cheers.